This is the Riot Podcast. Whee!
Howdy, everybody.
So in the podcast today, we're finally talking about the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yes, because you watched it yesterday.
Yes, I did. We're also getting into Doritos for Girls, Toad's Head, Red Lobster, Nashville Chicken Chips, Chocolate Hazelnut Oreos.
We had those. Those are really good.
You need to go see if Hudson can leave something else behind for you.
The Nashville chicken chips were something that Hudson brought in, but then he stayed and did a Riot food fight with us concerning the chocolate hazelnut Oreos.
Mm-hmm. So, man, it's been a snacky morning.
Been a great one. We've got everything also posted at Radio U Riot on our Facebook page, and if you like us there, please make sure to like us as well on our YouTube channel and get the notifications.
Mm-hmm. So, anything else you want to?
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
All right. And,
yay!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Get those cheers on.
Tuesday.
Not even halfway there.
Yay!
Not even halfway.
Do your noise thing. Your little noise maker.
Yeah, it's great times. Feeling it. Hey, you know what though? What are we now? Just wait. Yesterday it was 2 weeks from your birthday.
Almost. Birthday.
That's something?
Yay!
Yeah. It's the Riot.
You don't have to apologize unless you've done something wrong.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't even think straight right now.
This is the worst of the Riot. We're very, very sorry.
So yesterday afternoon when I got home, I had, first thing I did, I just went home, watched the Cloverfield Paradox. And which Netflix wanted me to do that last night, but you gotta sleep.
Sure. Well, the night before. So
that's what I mean. The Super Bowl night.
So just walk with me because I didn't know all the details.
Okay.
Were they pretending like the movie was going to come out in theaters in April, or is it still going to come out in theaters in April?
Here was the deal: is that forever this movie everyone was saying third week of April.
Okay.
But and it was originally called the God Particle. Cloverfield, the God Particle, there's all this stuff, but there have been no trailers, no posters, no pictures, nothing.
Now, the one that came out last year, was it last year or the year before?
I think it might have been 2 years ago.
The bunker one with
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, that came
with
out.
John Goodman, an American treasure, Nikki.
That one came out super fast turnaround from its trailer to it being in theaters.
Exact same thing.
So they had kind of pulled a stunt with everybody.
And so that's the fact that this was going to come out in April and we hadn't heard anything about it was just kind of on track for what they had done. Yeah, with this other Cloverfield stuff. And so I just kind of was waiting around for it. And when I saw no, tonight on Netflix, it was just wait, whoa, what? So I went home yesterday and watched it, and I don't think it's coming in theaters. I think it's just going to be on Netflix. But I think that you could make a really strong case for it not being a good movie.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it plays like a greatest hits movie of so many science fiction movies. I was like, that's from Aliens. That's kind of from The Thing. That's from this. And it was just on and on and on. All these different moments where you're it feels like they watched a bunch of science fiction, put it in a blender, and look what we got.
There's the movie.
The other side of it was, though, the barrier to entry was so low. It was so easy to watch. I was just genuinely kind of excited about it that even though it has problems, I still really enjoyed it.
Sure.
And I love those kinds of stories. And I won't spoil it since, it's only been out for a day, 2, technically, 36 hours, whatever. But I just had fun watching it. And so when I got done, I was just yeah. If we really sat down, we could tear this to pieces, but I had fun. So
that's all that matters.
And so it was just another thing where I was like, man, glad I got Netflix.
Why am I saying that?
I know.
Why?
They're just man, the brand is winning again. But it totally works.
Similar to Bright, which came out and it did very well for Netflix.
Uh-huh.
But it was I could see why that wasn't in theaters. But then when you get back down to the bottom part of it, it's just fine. It's not the worst and it's not the best, but it's there, and it's technically it's not free, but it is kind of.
Right. It feels free because you're already paying for it.
Yeah, but you have a bigger production than you're normally used to seeing.
Well, and that was the thing, is that there are plenty of movies that I have watched on Netflix that are, Netflix originals. And what that really means is Netflix is out there buying the rights to distribute it. They're not
they
making
didn't make it.
And so it felt like an expensive movie. They said the budget was about $40 million, which for this kind of movie is not that much. But you can just tell when a movie is meant for theaters because they have more money. There are certain elements of the production where they're taking more time, or there are inserts and like close-ups where you're like, okay, that was a whole other setup. That's more money, more money, more money. And it just felt like a full budget Hollywood movie. And I had fun watching it.
So for the new Cloverfield.
The Cloverfield Paradox.
It has some problems, but nothing that you can't get over because the fact that it's just there.
It's just on Netflix.
Didn't have to go to the theater.
I mean, no offense to Netflix, but it was good enough.
And that's what I think the movie industry needs to really be worried about.
It was good enough. I enjoyed it. It was good enough.
That in theaters. That's the worst when we're like, yeah, it's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I would have paid to see it in the theater. If by pay it, I mean continued my Movie Pass subscription, but still.
Waking up with the Riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. Radio U.
Okay, this feels made up, but it's not made up. Doritos for girls?
I can't tell if it is or not.
Okay,
was it some sort of prank advertising campaign for the Super Bowl?
Okay,
or
here's what I got. Indra Nooyi, she is the CEO of PepsiCo, which owns Frito-Lay, which make Doritos. She says that they are designing a low-crunch, female-friendly version of the tortilla chip, and it will be packaged in a container, a smaller bag that will enable you to put it in your purse.
They also talked about it would not transfer as much dust on your fingers.
Right. Which, I don't feel like you're allowed to say any of this.
No, that's why. It seems like a joke.
You're not allowed, you're not allowed to
do that.
Say that women are different in any way. They're equal. And so the idea that
unless
a woman...
I want to be different, and then that's fine.
No, you're more equal. I don't know. I don't know.
As in special.
But that's just it. I don't know. Saying that women want a little bag to put in their purse, I just feel like that's... I don't know if it is insulting to women, but I'll tell you what, I'm not comfortable saying it.
I don't think you should be.
Just to be clear, I'm reading this.
And I don't think it's
I'm not allowed to say that.
It's not a little bag. They just take the air out of the one they normally send out.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I know a lot of ladies that have huge purses.
It's true.
I mean, they could put a whole bag of Doritos in there. I don't think they'd have room to spare, quite frankly.
Yeah, I guess when I saw this coming from allegedly someone so high up in the company, it just seemed like, really? Is this what we're doing? Because I see this is a bad idea.
All right, well.
I don't need the Lady Dorito chips.
She says that men, and you'll love this, Nikki. This is a quote from her.
Let me hear it.
She says that men lick their fingers with great glee.
I hate it.
And when they reach the bottom of the bag, they pour the little broken pieces into their mouth because they don't want to lose that taste of the flavor and the broken chips in the bottom. And I want to put up both hands.
So what do they say, though, for women, that we don't want to do that?
Still quoting, this is the head of PepsiCo. She says they don't lick their fingers generously and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavor into their mouth. She says, can we make snacks for women that can be designed and packaged differently?
Now, I could see this as this, okay? Maybe this is all just getting explained in the wrong way.
You think so?
I think by putting the Lady Dorito chip label on it, that makes it way worse than if they're just trying to design a better chip for maybe a different market, but they're just not packaging it that way.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't want them to change Doritos at all.
Don't mess it up for you.
I mean, if you want to do variety, fine, but don't mess up the base package. That's good. And the idea of a bag, Doritos for her, is the bag going to be pink now?
See, that's where we're walking in that line of...
Will it have little flowers on it?
That becomes really offensive. And do we get to pay more for it?
Probably.
Probably so.
She says these will be a low crunch chip with a full taste profile. Oh my gosh. Does it sound like a chemistry major is making your chips? Because they are. She says they'll not have so much of the flavor stick on the fingers.
Sure, the dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday. And again, I can't really pinpoint if this is real or not.
It appears to be real. Okay, this is a great tweet. Great tweet. Marie Connor, this is just a big gathering of responses. She says, women, we want equal pay for equal work and an end to sex discrimination in the workplace. Society, here's a bag of Lady Doritos so you won't crunch too loud in front of your male colleagues.
The worst. Oh, I hope that's not what it's all about.
I really do like it. Though, I mean, again, I'll lick my fingers, and I'll totally up in the bag and just inhale Dorito dust. No problems.
I'm not surprised. You're a guy.
I guess I am.
According to her in the company.
That's what men do, right?
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
Hey, texting and driving is a problem here in the United States, but it's a problem all around the world, and people are starting to get pretty serious about it. Did you see what France did yesterday?
I did not.
Did you see London? Did you see France?
Oh, my gosh. No, you're not.
What?
Stop it.
What?
I'm disappointed in you.
What?
Because for a second I was like, oh, what London? I know what you're doing.
Okay, so
stop.
In France, yesterday, they announced, hey, you can't, this is amazing, you cannot use your phone in your car unless you are in a designated parking spot. So, you got to pull into a lot somewhere and be parked. They can actually pull you over. Let's say that you're driving and you're holding your phone for comfort.
Yeah, just
so you know it's near you.
Yeah.
If a police officer sees you holding your phone, they can pull you over. They can ticket you for that. You're not allowed to have your phone in your hand in your car.
So I know you said texting in the beginning, but does that mean no phone calls? Not like I like to make any, but I just like the option.
Well, in some states, I mean, I've heard this anecdotally, but I've got family in Oregon. I've got friends in different states, and they will call, and they will actually say, hey, I'm calling because I can't text.
I'm driving, you can't text.
Yeah, so I've even made phone calls like that. Hey, I can't text you back.
It's funny, you feel like you almost need to apologize because you are having to call them.
I always...
I'm really sorry for doing this to you.
I pretty much always apologize if I ever answer a text with a phone call. It's like, hey, I'm really sorry, I'm calling.
I wonder if you go to France and you're like, well, listen, I need to use my phone for directions and stuff. You're not allowed to. You got to pull over.
No, apparently as well, they had a thing where people would pull over on the side of the road and use their phone and then pull back into traffic. And
that's a safety issue, too.
It is. And they've said no to that as well. If you pull over to use your phone, you're also busted. You have to be in what is a recognized, designated parking spot.
Kind of like the cell phone lot at the airport.
Yep.
But this would be just ones around town.
Exactly that. Or any parking lot. So if you would just pull into La Sears or whatever it's called in France, then you could use your...
Or the Target. I mean, that one does already work.
IKEA. You just go in, park in their parking lot. You can use your phone from there.
And you're good.
But man, as soon as you throw that car into gear, busted.
You have a chance to get a ticket.
They say that deaths by traffic accident in France are way up. And they're trying to figure out...
it's because of phone use or...
That is what they believe. Now, is it true? Could it just be that the new Oldsmobiles are a little too fast this year? I don't know.
I feel like it's not a bad way to fix what could be a problem.
Yeah.
Even if it's not directly connected to the rise in deaths, it doesn't hurt to get people to be a little bit safer.
Hey, man, I still have to police myself. I will reach for my phone, when I'm in the car. It's okay for me to just, I don't know, look at Twitter. And it's like, you're not allowed, don't touch it. You got to set it and forget it. Turn my Worst of the Riot podcast on.
Just drive.
Get the Bluetooth connected, and then I can pull out and begin my journey.
And you can always tell. I mean, all you have to do is just look in front, and you're like, oh, yeah, that person's on their phone. They're doing something. They're half in the middle of the road or half off the other way.
I had a guy, I was on a 2-lane yesterday as a 55. This guy's going 25 miles an hour in this 55, and I'm like, what? What is going on?
Right there on their phone.
He's staring at his phone, so I go to pass him. He then looks up to see me passing him, slams on the accelerator, and it's like, bro, look, if you're going to be on your phone, pull over. It's not France.
May we take you to a approved lot to go sit in and be on your phone?
Oh, man.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning...
If you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
You must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
What does impunity mean? Exemption from punishment. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Because I was going to use that word in this birthday card that I'm writing.
Why are you putting that on a birthday card?
Well, I was writing Michael's. It says, Michael, may your cup run over with every lovely thing. And I pointed an arrow. I assume this is about dessert. which you'll eat with impunity.
Okay, well, way to go. And now he knows what's in his birthday card.
He doesn't listen to this show.
Our boss, he doesn't care.
He doesn't know what we do in here.
Well, I just saw it.
We could do a 3-hour expose on him, and he would come in just like, I don't know what's happening.
I went through the effort to hide the card from him, but if we want to keep going, why don't we just give it to him? If you're going to just share everything.
Well, I didn't share everything. I mean, there's some signatures here. Do you want me to read them?
No, I guess just let's wait until his birthday.
Okay. All right. He's not going to hear this.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't know what's going on. Dude, check this out. There's a guy in the UK that had a massive brain hemorrhage. Want to guess what it was from? Go, Nikki.
Energy drinks or video games?
Yes, man. Wow. First guess.
One of the two?
Did you read this story before?
I did not.
Yeah, there is this dude. Nick Mitchell is his name. He's 56 years old. He's from West Yorkshire, or is it Yorkshire? And here's what he would say. He says that Red Bull is dangerous and needs to be pulled off the market. Now, when you read that, you're like, oh, that's terrible. He had a Red Bull or two?
No, how many is he drinking?
You ready for this? 25 Red Bulls in 6 hours.
Well, of course you're going to get sick.
25 of them in 6 hours.
That's crazy. Not even in a day?
He was down at the karaoke evening at the bar or whatever.
You just kept drinking them?
Yeah, I said Red Bull, but apparently it was a mixture of Red Bull and Monster.
Oh, so they're both in trouble.
So my bad. I
feel like, what was his name again?
Nick.
Now, Nick, we understand and we think that too many energy drinks can be harmful for you, but I feel like that's your bad because that was too many.
That's on you.
Yeah, that's on you, and I don't think... I don't think Red Bull or Monster has ever made it seem like that many is okay to have.
I mean, I feel like if you did 25 cans of Coke in that amount of time...
You get sick, too.
Maybe not. He had a hemorrhage that led to 3 strokes. Now, you might not end up with that from just a can of Coke, 25 cans of Coke.
But you would have a problem. It's just too much of anything.
I don't even know how you could... That's a lot. And it's okay. Red Bull's gross, guys. All right. I mean,
that's why I put the Monster in there, which I think is gross too.
Monster might be worse than Red Bull. I think it's hard to find an energy drink that actually tastes really good.
Because they can't, because that's a legality. If it is too good, then we would drink 25 in 6 hours. Yeah.
I know lots of people that do like the flavor of Red Bull. I get it. I do. But I'm not on board.
So is he expected to make it, or is it serious?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. It happened a couple of years ago, but he's just now kind of starting this campaign.
Oh, to let people know.
To let people know what happened to him and how they should stop selling Red Bull because it's bad.
No, I think, sir, maybe if you want a campaign that we're not supposed to have 25 of them in a 6-hour window.
To me, it seems implied. I mean,
but unless you say something...
It's not explicitly stated on the box, but it seems like 1 or 2, and it's like, I've had enough. But
what is it? The better to ask for forgiveness than permission?
This guy needs to start asking permission.
Do I have permission to have over 20 of them?
No.
Then you wouldn't have it.
Well, you know what? I'm just sharing this as a nice public service announcement to let you know that apparently too many Red Bulls is very bad for you.
You get your wings taken from you.
If you didn't know, Red Bull gives you wings and then it gives you something else.
And for some, like a hand tremor, shaking.
That's a sign.
A twitch in your eye.
That's a sign.
That's your body going, I'm good.
It's time to switch to water for just a little while. I know peasants drink, but
still. How come no one mixes Red Bull with water?
I don't know.
Or any drink do we mix with water?
Why is that?
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, did you ever finish Mario Odyssey?
I did. No, I know you can go back and find all the moons and stuff, but no, I finished it.
I never finished it. I never even played all the way through the campaign.
It's a little disappointing.
I know,
but
right?
I know you were busy and you had other shows that you felt were more important.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I bought an Xbox One, and I bought that Xbox One about a week after Mario came out.
And then you feel like you've got to play it because, for Mario, you had to switch for a while.
Yes.
So, it wasn't like the system was new, but you needed to make it feel worth it to spend all that money on the other Xbox.
I probably need to go back and dig through Mario Odyssey. Yes. Get a little more time.
I will tell you this. Mario Odyssey is a great game.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
It was your game of the year last year, Nikki.
I loved it. But the problem is, the farther you get away from playing it, the harder I feel it is to jump into it, to just casually play. Which is a shame, but it's still a great game.
A lot of games are like that, actually. I've been playing... I've played through the campaign, and, well, I guess it's all campaign. I've played through a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's one of those things where I realize if I stop playing this game, I'll never be able to come back to it.
I think it's because you put so much into it to complete it that you cannot do. It's like when you've been on a diet and then you jump off the diet, you can't get back on it totally because that momentum is gone.
That's because you're weak.
That's because the momentum is gone.
You need some momentum.
And you're weak.
Well, you know what? Yesterday, Nintendo on their YouTube channel had a Super Mario Odyssey dev talk with Mr. Koizumi. And he answered some hard-hitting Mario questions for people. First one out of the gate he answers is, if Mario has nipples, where's his belly button?
I guess we've all been wondering.
Because Mario runs around in some swim trunks, so we get a chance to see a bare-chested Mario lacking a belly button. And he said that basically they didn't think about it.
Just missed that part.
So maybe they need to go back and work in the design phase a little bit.
Can that be a part of an expansion pack or something?
Could be. The other question that he answers, and this is a big one. Last year, for some reason, I don't know why, somewhere on the internet, the discussion started, does Toad wear a hat or is that his head?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got a definitive answer now. It's his head.
It's his head?
I was in the hat camp.
Well, I thought there's been pictures of it taken off.
I was in the hat camp. You asked me, I'm saying, no. Toad's wearing a hat. That's not his head. But according to Mr. Koizumi, one of the developers of Super Mario Odyssey, he says, no, those are, in fact, the heads of the toadstools.
Okay.
So, that's definitive talk, Nikki. It makes me want to, maybe we should just shut down and stream some Mario.
Seems like a fun lunch, pick up something, have something delivered, and let's just, sit down and enjoy it.
That sounds lovely.
In case you're not feeling well, if a cold is coming, you can just relax.
Just take it easy.
Let your body start to heal itself with some food and some fun.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? My mom's having surgery today, so I'm going to the hospital. So I'm feeling a little sick. I'll just go where the other sick people are.
Yeah, why don't you?
Great idea.
Well, put a mask on. You'll be fine.
Oh, it'll be perfect.
I'm sure you won't pick up anything.
No. It's not going to happen.
Wink, wink.
Don't want to talk to the riots? We completely understand. Text instead. 877-2-RADIO-U.
So, you guys know that Valentine's Day is next week. Radio U's got your back a little bit. You want to be listening tomorrow at the start of a very special Valentine's Day contest.
Aw, you can win some stuff.
You sure can.
Oh, I can't wait.
I just want you to know that I have figured out what I want for Valentine's Day.
What do you want?
And I don't want to shill for a brand here, but I'll tell you, they really hit me where I live. Red Lobster has released instructions for how to make a cheesy biscuit bouquet. Have you ever, you've had a Red Lobster biscuit, right?
I have. Now, apologies. I like it, but it's not like people that worship it. I don't understand that.
Let me tell you right now.
It's just a cheesy biscuit.
My parents were friends with these other people when I was in high school, and they had a son that was in high school. His name was Jamie. We were about the same age. And we would go to Red Lobster after church on Sunday. And I'll be honest, I think that at 25, 30 baskets of rolls, by the end of lunch, the waitress would get annoyed because she would put a basket down, and as she was taking drink orders, we would have eaten the whole basket already. Hey, can we get more?
It's like with the drink orders, you're always asking for the refill, or if you get a wing basket, and you're like, no, I'm going to go ahead and order the next one right away.
You know what? I want to eat with Wild Abandon like that again. Let's go to Red Lobster. Let's just load up on bread.
We can do that any place.
Just load, but
man. So for this, you're using biscuits. Is it dowels? The wooden dowels,
sure,
and then some red napkins, and then you make the red napkins kind of look like flowers, and then you put the biscuits in between, and bam, you got yourself a bouquet.
I will tell you right now, if you wanted romance in the air, just tell me hey, I made you something, and I don't need diamonds. I don't need pearls. I don't even need chocolate. You hand me a basket of Cheddar Bay biscuits. Now, keep in mind, once I eat them, I'm taking a nap. So if you were like, let's go dancing, better save those till afterwards.
It's like, no thanks.
It's like I'm totally
sleeping. Do you
sleeping.
want to next week during Valentine's Day when the show's over? Do we want to make some biscuits?
Yes.
Do we want to make our own? Like,
yes.
We can do a tutorial?
Yeah, great.
A DIY?
I mean, you understand. I mean, have you ever made these before?
No. I haven't made biscuits.
Never?
No, or flowers.
Not even from a mix?
I don't think so.
Really?
I like really fluffy biscuits. The things that you can only get from
restaurants,
like KFC drive-thru. No, just teasing.
Well, I will tell you, as far as the like boxed Cheddar Bay biscuits from. Oh yeah, no, I used to make those all the time.
I've had a box of that in my closet for quite some time.
It's pretty good. Like, it's not as good as what you get at the restaurant, but they're still pretty good. So you just, all you need is water. I like to add extra cheese because I don't feel like there's enough cheese in there. So I'll buy some fresh cheese to put in the mix. And then you need butter, and you need one of those basting, not the squeeze
brush?
things, but a brush, because you microwave the butter and then you spread it over the biscuits. Then they go back in for like another minute.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, no, look, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things I can't do. So many things I can't do.
But you can make biscuits.
But this is something I can do. So if you ever wonder, like, he looks like he's gained some weight. Well, I know how to make biscuits. That's what happens once you learn how to make biscuits, it's bad for you.
You can't unlearn it.
You cannot learn what you have learned.
Maybe something, but if we don't, please feel free if you guys would like to try it for Valentine's Day. I love a good bouquet.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take some biscuits and some donuts, too, just while you're out running around.
Not anywhere near each other.
What, donuts and biscuits?
No.
Why
There's
not?
not going to be having biscuits at the donut place.
No, you pick up the donuts, which will keep a little bit. And
then you got to go to the
Red Lobster?
No, then you have, well, if not, you have to go to the craft store. Get the dowels.
Oh, the dowel.
If you're making the bouquet.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you guys skip the bouquet. Let's just go for a basket. Just make it a basket. No problem.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
I see those hands.
Oh, don't stretch. It's the Riot. Stretch it. Feel good.
Looks like it felt good.
Oh, now.
You know what? Go ahead and just
now
lay
you feel that
just
rush
lay down.
of like blood through your body.
Go ahead and take a nap.
Does that sound nice?
It sounds great.
Yes, it does. No, we can push through it. It's only Tuesday.
Nikki,
very early on a Tuesday.
What are we trying to prove here?
That we can make it 5 days for the whole week?
Can we? Should we? Have you stopped to ask that question? Should
Do
we really
need
be going?
to? Should we have to?
Besides, like my new, other job is at night. I am a YouTube virtual character personality.
Oh, I thought that was what you were starting to do.
And it eats up a lot of my time. And so, okay, what if we just start thinking in terms of a non-traditional schedule? All right, so maybe the Riot's on 3 days a week, and you never know when it's on. It just comes on.
We'd still be tired, still be stretching.
Maybe not. Like, see, that's your limiter talking right there. That's the thing that's holding you back. I was at this seminar at the airport over the weekend, and I learned a lot about how we limit ourselves.
And that now you can do it.
It's time for us to take the limiter off.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Well, I saw, Obi sent this article, or not an article, but a story about this virtual thing that you can watch for these YouTube channels. Mm-hmm. So basically, you're watching a live event, and the person hosting it on the screen is an animated character.
Yes.
And they're using software so that, that person's really sitting down talking to you, but what you're seeing is the animated character as the face of it.
Mm-hmm. And it's always hard for me to know because somebody writes an article about the way life is in Japan, and we don't know, like we don't live there. But according to this, these are fairly popular YouTubers in Japan, these virtual anime characters. And I love this. There's this one. She's a cat girl. The character lives in some sort of a penthouse suite.
I see a city behind it, some sort of cat friend.
Mm-hmm. And during a live,
like she just talks to them.
Apparently, she does like the news and a few other things, and she does pretty well. Like I see this one has like 123,000 views, 150,000 views. So that's decent for a YouTube personality, and especially considering that. it's in Japanese. So, I mean, like in Japan, those numbers are going to be larger. So in the middle of this one particular one, it glitches out and people got a chance to see who the actual YouTuber is behind the virtual anime girl.
That's no girl.
It's an old dude. Mm-hmm. Just some old dude.
So a tweet of the incident has gone viral showing that this is the person that you're actually watching. Some are saying, no, that's not the producer. That's not the person. It's a producer.
That's what he says. He's like, no. He's the producer. That's not.
And then others are like, oh, no. You're actually really trying to be the cat girl in this virtual world.
That's definitely the guy.
And they said that some people actually prefer knowing the truth. And then others are like, well, they're just not sure if he really is the person or not.
It brings, like, with this kind of tech, I know it exists, and there's, like, what's it called, face rig or something. There's a few different things where almost anybody could do this. You can go into virtual chat and be this whatever.
I mean, I assume everybody you're meeting a lot of times is an older guy.
You think so?
So I don't know. I'm not too surprised by this.
Well, they say on the internet, anytime somebody says they're a girl, you can be assured they're
it's
not.
a guy.
It's not going to be. So, Nikki, if you were to craft your online personality, what would it look like?
I'd have cute little bear ears.
Okay.
Maybe some flowing hair.
So, like a Snapchat filter.
Oh, yes. I don't know why we can't look like that in real life. That stuff's amazing.
Just that.
Every time I look, or even, Instagram's filter, you're like, oh, gosh, why can't I?
Okay.
So if we could, then that'd be a great stream.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know what my character would be. I'd have to think about that for a while.
Godzilla.
It'd
be like Godzilla talking to you, but not like, I think it'd be better if it was cute animated Godzilla, like the friendlier looking one.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I'll be Godzuki. Perfect. I love it.
Ilza.
Obizilla. I'd do that. Obazilla. I like that a little.
So that could be your channel.
We're going to have to workshop it a little bit, but it's a place for us to go there, sure.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Hudson will be in also just a couple of minutes because he's brought some food fight items. Because what we haven't had recently is enough Riot food fights.
we went from, hey, there's a couple of items we need to do.
So now it's like every day.
We've knocked so much out.
Yesterday we did the new Diet Coke flavors. We've done the hot and spicy Oreos. We did the Mountain Dew Ice. And so now we have the chocolate hazelnut Oreos we'll be trying.
Yes. See, I didn't even realize these were new. Because when I went to the store and picked up the red hot cinnamon Oreos last week, and I saw the chocolate hazelnut, and I was like, oh, we did those. And I just walked right past it.
Well, when I saw them, they were in a display together. Where it was like, oh, they are new. I feel like they need to do that. They need to make it very clear every time they make a new flavor that, hey, this is new, because there's just been so many. Sometimes you just don't know.
Because if not, and slap a new sticker on it. Because if not, then they also put the old ones that are on their way out on the end cap to try to sell them more.
Right.
So.
Yeah, this doesn't say new. It says limited edition.
This is the newer flavor. And then what else did you bring?
I feel bad because both of these are already opened.
Doesn't matter.
But it matters a little.
I bought these just for myself. They're Nashville hot chicken chips.
Hey.
And I ate some of them during the Super Bowl. They
want to try that.
Yeah, they are hot. So that's why.
Let's not wait. Let's just pass it.
All right, go right ahead.
You don't want that to be in the taste test.
Oh, they're kettle cooked, by the way.
Kettle cooked, because this is a local brand. Oh, hi, Nikki.
Hand me the bag. I want to try one. Does it taste good? Hand it to me.
I don't know if they really capture the true Nashville hot chicken. I mean, they're all right.
Because you're missing the chicken.
Right.
No,
they're not quite sweet enough. It kind of
tastes like chicken.
No, it does. It really does. Oh, that's
Why
weird.
does it taste like chicken?
There's one chicken stuck in every chip.
What's happening?
It's so sad.
These are chicken chips. I agree, Hudson. It needs to be a little sweeter.
Yeah. It's not fully there. But, I mean, they're still all right. I'm going to finish the bag or
help you.
Finish it. Right.
This has that seasoning, and I don't know what it's called, but it is the
natural hot seasoning.
No. There's that. But when they want something to taste chickeny, there's this one. It's like
poultry seasoning.
Yeah, poultry seasoning.
Like bouillon or something.
Chicken broth.
That's chicken, like the bouillon cube.
That's what it is. This tastes like bouillon, spicy bouillon cube.
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
They're gonna hit you in a second, though. Like the hotness, there's an aftertaste of the hotness.
No, if you keep eating, you don't ever
right.
get
You
that.
never get the aftertaste. It's just the taste.
Hey, he's got a really good point there. Just stay with the taste and forget about it.
Keep going. That's good. I really like those.
They are pretty good. And they were on sale. They were like $1.50 for that bag.
You know why?
As
Nobody wanted them.
Right. We're a harbinger of failure. We like them.
That means they're destined to fail.
You'll never see them again.
Yeah, I got to cleanse. You know, I never found the candy cane soda after that time.
Yeah,
you
I
brought it
think
in.
that ship has sailed.
I tried for like a month and a half to get more candy cane soda.
Maybe at one of those like specialty soda stores you can find it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But not the
true.
Kroger brand. It would have to be.
I was thinking like the Dollar General or something, where it's like not in season anymore.
Well, Nikki, it's only $1, but he is a general.
That's right. So
better respect him.
let's do a riot food fight next with the chocolate hazelnut Oreos.
Yeah, I need something to cool my palate. I'm burning here. I'm burning.
You are looking a little sweaty.
I'm sweating a little bit.
Yeah, you are. You are on your head.
Well, part of that's the lights too. It's really hot in here.
You're hearing it for the first time, and it sounds terrible.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U. The Riot. Food fight.
Hey, in the studio right now, Hudson.
Hudson!
Celebrity extraordinaire.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon personality and guy you just generally want to be around.
I was going to say a guy you just generally tolerate, but
When you see a guy
Hudson, you
with...
bring a lot of treats with you when you come, so
Sure.
we're always very excited when you come in.
yeah.
Yeah, when
Well,
you
thanks.
you see a guy with a mustache like that driving a white van, you feel comfortable. You feel like, hey, this is somebody that it'll be fine to hang out with, right?
It'd be no problem.
You can take treats from this person.
You can take candy from him.
I feel like we're old enough and it's okay. And you're in the studio, so you're fine.
Oh, man. So, wait, let's see. What do we have here? Chocolate, hazelnut,
Right.
Hazelnut,
Oreos.
Oreo. So this is
It is-
basically the Nutella version.
Right. They couldn't strike a deal with Nutella, unfortunately, to get the name.
Why pay that Nutella money when you can make your own, right?
It would have. I mean, Oreo's got enough on their name alone that they don't need Nutella to give them, credibility.
It's true. Though I don't see any Oreo food riots taking place, but I saw the French Nutella riots
That's
happening
true.
a couple weeks ago.
Well, that's because there's just so much Oreo that there's not, there's no supply and demand issue.
Yeah,
they just
true.
constantly churning stuff out. You never have a shortage.
Well,
Okay.
let's take a look, and it
All
looks
right.
like it's a vanilla cookie with the
Yes.
chocolate. What are you like?
I'm laughing because he's like, enough of this talking.
Come on, stop
Let's get to
chit-chatting.
the
Did I
Oreos.
just pass out a couple? Here, I'll just let you make that your own
I
decision.
don't want an Oreo that tastes like chocolate hazelnut and Hudson's hand.
I'm going to take two just because I feel
Yeah.
like we're
You
going
feel that
to.
confident?
We're going to go ahead and
Optimistic.
like these a lot.
Okay, let's get a smell test. Oh, it smells good. It
How
actually
can we
does.
not like chocolate and
Yeah,
hazelnut?
how could it be bad?
Well, listen, guys.
It does
I
smell
don't want to
good.
be that guy, but I want you to know people can screw things up.
They can mess it up.
They can.
But Oreo
I-
doesn't a lot. Every once in a while.
Going to say they can mess up too. We've had
All
some
right.
flavors. All right, so your ride food fight: the chocolate hazelnut Oreo. We'll figure it out now. Oh, I do like that. That'll do.
Very hazelnutty.
The inside reminds me of this chocolate cake I used to like. It's like
actually-
the icing of a cake.
I was going to say the consistency of it does remind me of like if you get a yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Yeah.
That
All right. It's
Hudson,
time to-
thank you for bringing those
Oh, you are
in.
welcome. These are good. It's time to do the split test.
And just eat the inside?
Yeah, see how that is.
How's it taste? Good? Yes?
it
This
really
is a really good Oreo.
it really does have a much more what's the word like
Consistency?
I can't help you there.
icing. It's a lot
Icing,
more
yeah.
like
Yeah.
icing. It like both the consistency and the flavor feels very
That
much
might
like
be
icing.
because the hot and spicy cinnamon Oreos that we had last week had the same sort of softer inside.
So you guys think they've just decided, hey, they're just going down the aisle, just pulling
Stuff off of it.
like just grab that icing. Yeah, put that in the middle. They'll never know.
But we noticed. I think
they'll never know.
it's a slightly different take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like if you get a regular Oreo and try to pull out the middle, it doesn't work. You have to lick it because it'll
Right.
get stuck to the cookie. But this, I just pulled it right off.
Yeah.
Well,
So definitely,
I give this an A.
yeah, these are good. I would choose these over the regular vanilla Oreo with the chocolate filling.
You know when we like something or when we don't like it, we put it on a break room table. These don't have to go to
No.
the break room table.
They'll never make it.
Well, I
stay
paid
here.
for them with my personal money, so I don't know if I'm just going to
pass you
share
something,
that.
okay?
No, do you hear what he just said?
He
You
doesn't
can't-
wanna-
You can't have any more.
No.
That's what he just said. He said he paid for these.
Yeah, so
So
they're
you
going
can't have
back
any.
in the Hudson cabinet.
We know where that is. We can get it.
Nikki's face is getting a little red because she's a little mad about it.
By the way, you're supposed to leave them here. These were a gift, I thought, to the riot.
So, hey, if somebody could get Nikki some more, please.
That'd be great. Well, good job. I do like these a lot. These are chocolate hazelnut Oreos.
That's good. That's good.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at radiou.com/donate.
Poor clicker.
Oh, a pork liquor.